What up, y'all? This is your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, February 26, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Hell's Kitchen needs saving once again in the second trailer for Season 2 of Netflix's hit superhero drama Daredevil. The clip released Thursday features the titular character played by Charlie Cox teaming up with the familiar face from his past, the deadly assassin Elektra played by Lorde Young. Upon learning that the Yakuza have returned to his city after the events of Season 1, Daredevil and Elektra spring into action fighting off the new threat in their signature acrobatic martial arts style. The trailer comes a week after Netflix released its first look at the new season, which introduced newcomer John Berthenol as a vigilante Punisher, who was also seen causing problems in Hell's Kitchen. Also starring Eden Henson as Foggy Nielsen, Deborah Ann Wall as Karen Page, and Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple, Daredevil Season 2 arrives on Netflix with 13 new episodes on March 18th. Tom Hardy stars in the FX's first trailer of the upcoming limited series drama Taboo. The clip released Thursday featured Hardy as James Keswick Delaney, an intense world traveler who has finally returned home from London from Africa in the year 1814. Searching for answers, Delaney is pulled back into the life he left behind as he attempts to, quote, inherit what is left of his father's shipping empire and rebuild a life for himself, according to the show's official synopsis. It continues by saying his father's legacy is a poisoned chalice with enemies lurking in every dark corner. James must navigate increasingly to complex territories to avoid his own death sentence. Encircled by conspiracy, murder, and betrayal, a dark family mystery unfolds in a combustible tale of love and treachery. Scheduled for 8 episodes, Taboo is executive produced by Ridley Scott and Stephen Knight, based on an original idea by Hardy and his father Chips Hardy, who also serves as a consulting producer. The series marks the second collaboration between Hardy and Knight, who previously worked together on Locke and Peaky Blinders. A co-production between FX and BBC One, Taboo has no release date. It also stars Michael Kelly, Leo Bill, Ona Chaplin, Richard Dixon, David Hyman, Danny Lagaria, and Jonathan Pryce. Sarah Michelle Gellar is confirmed to reprise her Cruel Intentions role for NBC's upcoming TV remake. Gellar, who appeared in the original film over 15 years ago in 1999, will again play Catherine Murtaugh opposite Samantha Logan, Taylor John Smith, and Sophina Brown. The actress confirmed the news with a throwback photo on Instagram Wednesday, highlighting director Roger Kumble and executive producer Neil Moretz. The actress wrote, "That's right, everybody loves me, and I intend to keep it that way. Hashtag Catherine Murtaugh is back. I'm happy to say that I will be joining Kumble and Moretz and at NBC on the new hashtag Cruel TV." Gellar's television fame stems from her Buffy the Vampire Slayer's role, as well as CBS's The Crazy Ones, CW's Ringer, and a voice role in the cartoons Star Wars Rebels. Outlander stars Caitriona, Balfe, and Sam Heughan stripped down to cover the March 4th issue of Entertainment Weekly. 36-year-old Irish actress and 35-year-old Scottish actor pose in character in the cover shots as lovers Claire Randall and Jamie Fraser. Outlander is based on the Diana Gabaldon book series of the same name and premiered on Starz in 2014. Season 2 is based on the second novel Dragonfly and Amber and will particularly take place in Paris in 1744. Heughan said in an interview, "Season 2 is certainly a whole new show. It's split into 2 halves. The first half will be a new world that Jamie and Claire are in. It's Paris, Versailles, the court of King Louis XV, and certainly takes them a while to adapt." Balfe agrees there are so many obstacles for them. They sort of taken on this massive task of changing the course of history that involves so much political weaving and maneuvering and just kind of trying to navigate their way through French society. She also added, "And then as a couple, the impending parenthood is a big thing for them. Obviously, there's a lot of overhang from the last season, and Jamie has a lot of psychological healing to do from that. Once they come back to Scotland, it's the battle to save the Highland culture." Outlander follows Claire, a married World War II nurse in 1945 who travels back in time to Scotland in 1743. She meets and falls in love with Jamie, a Highland warrior, and finds herself caught up in the Jacobite conflict between Scotland and England. Heughan told reporters at the TCA Winter Press Tour in January, "Season 2 has been about discovering a side of Jamie that I didn't know was there, that he's playing someone else. He's being quite deceptive, he's learning to be deceitful, and he does it very well." Outlander Season 2 will premiere April 9th on Starz. Balfe has also appeared in Super 8, Now You See Me in Escape Plan, while Heughan played Philip Dorr on Island at War and Scott Nielsen on Doctors. Robert Kirkman and David Alpert's Skybound Entertainment is partnering with international streaming service Viki to produce an original Korean-language drama, 5 Year. Walking Dead creator Kirkland wrote the story for the series, which follows a family living under the threat of a devastating meteor heading towards Earth. Kirkman said in a statement from Skybound, "This has been a story that I've wanted to tell for quite some time." He also added, "David and I wanted to make sure it found a proper home where it could grow and breathe creatively. Looking at what Viki has done in not only the dramatic series of Space, but transforming the way viewers consume and translate media, we knew immediately 5 Year had found its home." Skybound co-founder Appert said the two partners were fans of Korean cinema, television, and culture, saying this initial collaboration is the first of many. Viki CEO Tammy H. Nam added, "In many ways, Viki and Skybound represent the future of global entertainment. We're thrilled to be working with the creators and executive producers of one of the most popular TV series of all time." She also added the fact that David and Robert wanted to make 5 Year as a K-drama as a testament to the massive global popularity and quality of Asian programming. Viki, described as a global TV site offering access to translated shows and movies from countries like Korea, Taiwan, and Japan, will be the 16 episodes first season international home, also broadcasting on Korean television. 5 Year will be the second original series from Viki. Its first series drama, World, set in both Korea and Los Angeles, will debut on the site in the spring. The latest episode of ABC's popular sitcom Blackish tackled a hot topic in today's political sphere, police brutality. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, showrunner Kenya Barris said the episode isn't politicized, but simply mirrors a similar discussion he had with his own family. Barris said, "It literally kicked off from my son during the Ferguson indictment period. When the results were coming out, whether they were going to be indicted or not, my son Bo, at the time he was like 6 or 7, turned around and said, 'Why are these people so mad?' And it really kicked off a conversation between me and my wife and how to actually answer that question." Aired Wednesday, the episode titled Hope includes an intimate scene of the family, introducing Anthony Anderson, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Jennifer Lewis huddled around the television as a spokesperson announced the results of a case similar to that of Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Mike Brown, or Sandra Bland. The TV spot opened an opportunity for discussion for the family, prompting Ross' character Bo to order her twins to, quote, "do exactly what the police say in an attempt to survive the situation." Lewis's character Ruby chimes in agreement, saying, "There's only 7 words you need to know. Yes, sir, no, sir, and thank you, sir." Anderson's character then challenges that mode of thinking. He begins by saying, "Wake up. Let's say they're listening to the cops and get in the car. Look what happened to Freddie Gray. Don't you get it, Bo? The system is rigged against us." Bo replied, "Maybe it is, Dre, but I don't want to feel like my kids are living in a world that is so flawed that they can't have any hope." Barrett says his hopes for the show are nothing more than that the audience got some laughs and that it sparked a conversation between them and their families or them and their friends. He concluded by saying the best scenario would be that it motivates some change. Blackish is now in its second season, airs Wednesday nights on ABC. Charlie Sheen says he never threatened to kill Denise Richards despite his ex-wife's claims. The 50-year-old actor denied the allegation on Wednesday's episode of the Dr. Oz show. Richards claimed she overheard Sheen telling their daughter Lola, "I'm going to kill you and I'm going to kill your mother," in the $1.2 million lawsuit she filed in January. Sheen told host Mehmet Oz, "I'm basically being punished for giving her a house. I would never speak about any of my children like that ever, and I would never threaten their mom. That's not who I am. I wouldn't do that." Richards, who shares 10-year-old Lola and 11-year-old daughter Sam with Sheen, is suing the actor for allegedly evicting her from her Beverly Hills home. She claimed Sheen threatened her life and sent aggravated text messages to Lola in court documents. Sheen admits of the text, "I don't know, sure, I probably did. Yeah, and it's regrettable." One of which reports read, "Your dad is a rock star genius, your mom is a wart." Sheen suggests testosterone cream was to blame for some of his more famous outbursts, including his Tiger Blood rant in 2011. The actor paid Richards $55,000 per month in child support, in addition to the $55,000 he sent ex-wife Brooke Mueller for their 6-year-old twin sons Max and Bob. The star explained, "We came up with the number a long time ago. I had a great job and everyone was still living large. That's not the case right now, but there's still that expectation to still keep paying this kind of money. At some point you can't justify it, especially when there's no gratitude behind it." Richards has yet to address Sheen's denial, but did criticize the the actor's lawyer, Martin Singer, shortly after she filed a lawsuit. The 45-year-old actress chided Singer for suggesting she's greedy, tweeting, "Marty Singer, you're being the trustees should support a mom fighting to keep intact for the children." Ronda Rousey doesn't think suicidal thoughts are something to be ashamed of. The 29-year-old UFC fighter opened up about suicide in an interview with TMZ on Tuesday. Rousey's father and grandfather both died of suicide, and she recently made headlines for admitting to suicidal thoughts after her UFC loss to Holly Holm. The star said, "There's this history of suicide in my family. I do a lot of work with Didi Hirsch, which is a free mental health clinic here in LA. The last event I went to for them, their whole thing was erasing the stigma, taking the stigma away from the suicide and making it acceptable for people to talk about it." She added, "It's something real that people are going through, not something like a weakness that we should condemn. I don't see why it looks at it as a bad thing. I only saw how big a deal it was for me to admit suicidal thoughts afterwards. I was just being honest." Rousey lost the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship to Holm in November after nearly 3-year reign. The fight marked Rousey's first loss in her UFC career, and she confessed to feeling suicidal after the match on the Ellen DeGeneres show last week. She said, "I was literally sitting there thinking about killing myself, and that exact second I'm like, I'm nothing, what do I do anymore? And no one gives a blank about me anymore without this," she recalled. And she also added, "And to be honest, I looked up and I saw my man Travis Brown was standing up there, and I looked at him and I was like, I need to have his babies, I need to stay alive," she shared. "Really, that was it. I haven't told anybody that. I think I only told him." Rousey and Brown have been inseparable since 2015, although the UFC fighter denied engagement rumors in January. The former champion told Jimmy Fallon she will definitely have a rematch with Holm on The Tonight Show last week. Vice President Joe Biden will introduce pop star Lady Gaga at the 80th Annual Academy Awards Sunday. Biden, an outspoken advocate against on-campus violence, will speak before Gaga's performance of her original song "Till It Happens to You" from the documentary The Hunting Ground. The White House announced Biden's plans for attendance Thursday, CNN reported. It comes shortly after Biden made a surprise appearance at a private screening of Tina Fey's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot in Hollywood. Gaga's song, co-written by Diane Warren, is nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song. Gordon Ramsay was less than impressed with Girl Scout cookies when he tried them for the first time on Wednesday's episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live. The 49-year-old British celebrity chef tried 3 different cooked varieties, washing them down with a glass of milk from Kimmel's cast member Guillermo Rodriguez. Ramsay deemed peanut butter and chocolate tagalongs okay, but thought caramel and coconut samosas were too small and a bit weird. His least favorite were thin mints, which he compared to a cheap half-rated dinner mint. Ramsay appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote his reality cooking competition, Hell's Kitchen. The Fox series premieres the 15th season in January, and 10 inspiring chefs remain of the original 18 contestants. Ramsay explained, "When you get down to the top 10, top 8, top 5, that's where it really starts to go up a level. $250,000 is the prize and an amazing head chef job for BLT Steak this year. I want them to become good." He also added, "I have a different method of teaching young cooks. I teach them how to taste first before I teach them how to cook, because if you don't know what it tastes like, you should not be cooking it." Taraji P. Henson's improv skills were on full display during a round of The Acting Game on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Taking place Wednesday, the actress and late-night host were given a character and a scenario to play out on the spot involving the answering of a telephone in the most sincerely dramatic way possible. Naturally, Henson was tasked with playing her character Cookie from the Fox hit music drama Empire, as she finds out from NASA that she will be stranded out in space for 6 more months. Lucius, the actor, screamed out, referencing Cookie's ex-husband from the show, played by Terrence Howard. "Oh, it's Houston. What's wrong? I'm not coming home for what?" She continued in character. Henson said to the delight of Fallon in the audience, "Look, I got a nail appointment, honey. I haven't been waxed. I'm looking like a woolly mammoth up here." Scenarios included Fallon recommending a show to watch on Netflix to Queen Elizabeth while constipated, while Henson portrayed talking to the husband of a best friend who was calling to explain why he wasn't in the delivery room for the birth of their triplets. Adele brought home 4 of the top statuettes from the 2016 Brit Awards, including Best Female Solo Artist and Album of the Year. While accepting her first award of the night, the singer took time to acknowledge the legal plight of pop singer Kesha, who recently lost a lawsuit which would have freed her from a contract with producer Dr. Luke, who she claims sexually and verbally abused her. She said, "I'd like to thank my label for embracing the fact that I am a woman and being encouraged by that. I also like to take a moment to publicly support Kesha. Adele's latest album, 25, won Best Album of the Year Wednesday night. The singer also received the Best British Single Award for Hello and the Global Success Award. An emotional Adele said during her acceptance speech for the latter award, "I got really lost for a while and I didn't know if I'd ever come back. For you all to be so kind to me is so nice." Lorde appeared on stage at the 2016 Brit Awards to pay tribute to the late pop singer David Bowie following his death last month. The singer's rendition of Life on Mars, led by Bowie's backing band from 2003, A Reality Tour, got a positive review from Bowie's son Duncan Jones on Wednesday. Jones wrote on Twitter, "Finally found the links to tonight's Brits. Just beautiful, thank you." Bowie was also posthumously honored with the Brit Icon Award at the ceremony, which Annie Lennox and Gary Oldman accepted on his behalf. Oldman said, "I can share with you that he faced his illness with immense courage, dignity, grace, and humor, even in dire circumstances. When he wrote to tell me the bad news he had cancer, he said, 'The good news, I've got my cheekbones back.'" Bowie died in January from cancer. His final album, Black Star, was released shortly after his death and went on to become one of his most successful albums. Duncan Jones' warm approval of a 19-year-old Lorde's dedication concert comes after he rejected Lady Gaga's loud, colorful tribute from the Grammy stage earlier this month. At the time, the Morning Sun mimicked Gaga's name on social media, writing its dictionary definition: overexcited or irrational, typically as a result of infatuation or excessive enthusiasm, mentally confused. Damn it, what is that word? Rihanna and Drake got up close and personal at the 2016 Brit Awards on Wednesday. The 28-year-old Barbadian singer and 29-year-old Canadian rapper sent social media into a frenzy by grinding during their performance of Rihanna's new single, Work. Rihanna opened the performance with her song Consideration before Drake joined her on stage for Work. The duo both wore all-white ensembles, with Rihanna in a crop top and fringe pants and the rapper in a tracksuit. Work appears on Rihanna's 8th studio album, Anti, which recently topped the Billboard 200 albums charts. She and Drake released an equally steamy music video for the song this week that was filmed in the rapper's hometown of Toronto. Drake was nominated for Best International Male Solo Artist at the ceremony, but lost to fellow Canadian singer Justin Bieber. He was nominated in the same category in 2014, while Rihanna won Best International Female Solo Artist in 2011 and 2012. Rihanna will kick off her accompanying Anti-Tour March 12th in Jacksonville, Florida, and bring the venture to a close August 21st in Chelmsford, England. Drake last released Nothing Was the Same in 2013 and will drop Views from the 6th in April. And in a related story, Drake says he's the newest member of the British grime music label Boys Better Know, or BBK. The work singer who performed the song with Rihanna at the Brit Awards Wednesday announced the partnership on Instagram after the ceremony. Drake wrote in the caption by a photo of himself surrounded by BBK members, "The first Canadian signed to BBK, big up to my brother at Skeptagram for life, yeah, and my section gunners too." He added, singling out friend and fellow rapper Skepta. The social media post comes shortly after Drake performed the second show Wednesday night at a small East London venue alongside Section Boys. Skepta also shared a teaser photo of the new collaboration between BBK and Drake's OVO sound label, featuring a man's t-shirt with both logos. The rapper didn't write anything in the caption save a copyright symbol. London-based independent grime label BBK was founded in 2005 by brothers JME and Skepta. Drake's partnership with the group, which has yet to be officially confirmed, marks their biggest deal yet. Ariana Grande will be both hosting and performing as a musical guest on Saturday Night Live in March. The folk singer and Scream Queens actress announced the news on her website Thursday, saying, "I'm having a minor heart attack, and by minor I mean a major one." She said in a voice message on the new online hub for her upcoming album, Dangerous Woman, "I'm so excited to be hosting and performing on SNL on March 12th. Grande will perform the Dangerous Woman title track as well as her song Be Alright," she announced. NBC's SNL Twitter account wrote Thursday, "Very excited to announce Ariana Grande will be doing double duty as host and musical guest on March 12th. This will be the first time the 22-year-old celebrity will host a show. She appeared as a musical guest during SNL's 40th season with Chris Pratt as host." The Cranberries' lead singer Dolores O'Riordan has avoided a criminal conviction for assaulting 3 police officers after a judge ruled she was mentally ill at the time. O'Riordan pleaded guilty in December to assaulting 3 police officers and a flight attendant in November 2014. She was reportedly taken off a plane after an air rage incident coming back from New York and was arrested at Shannon Airport in County Clare, Ireland. O'Riordan was fined $6,600 but Judge Patrick Durkin decided against a prison sentence after medical records given to the court indicated that O'Riordan was mentally ill during the time of the altercation, suffering from mania. Durkin said, adding that O'Riordan was guilty of serious assault and appalling behavior. Let me be utterly clear that the defendant is not being treated any different than anyone else. During her arrest, the 44-year-old was heard shouting to the police, "You can't arrest me. I'm an icon. I'm the Queen of Limerick," her hometown. "You don't know who you are dealing with. I pay my taxes, so I pay your wages, and I'm going to sue." O'Riordan said while leaving the courthouse, according to People magazine, "I don't really have much to say. I'm glad it's over, and I want to thank the doctors who helped me to get my health back mentally." She continued by saying, "I have a couple of albums coming out, and I'm going to go back to work." Elton John has slammed fellow singer Janet Jackson for lip-singing during her concerts. The legendary musician spoke about his disdain for the practice, how he once called out Madonna for lip-singing, and how he was disappointed in Jackson in an interview with Rolling Stone magazine. The 68-year-old performer said, "I say what I feel. I probably went too far with Madonna, publicly calling her out for lip-singing, and I got very personal, and I wrote her. She was very gracious. You know, Music Magazine's writing a review of Janet Jackson saying, 'This is the greatest show, 4.5 stars. It's lip-sync. Hello, that's not a show,' he continued. I'd rather go and see a drag queen." Jackson is on her Unbreakable World Tour, which was put on hold in December due to an undisclosed health issue. John and Jackson previously worked together on the 1999 hit I Know the Truth. In the Rolling Stone interview, Johnson also discussed being rejected by his record label, feuding with his mother, and why he originally had a falling out with Billy Joel due to public comments John made about his drinking problem. John said, "He's one of the greatest American songwriters, but I know when people used to say to me, 'You're wasting your life,' I'd go F off, and I wouldn't speak to them for 2 years. Billy was pissed about my public comments, and I understand. But does it mean I don't love him? No, of course not. The two have since reconciled." Rapper A$AP Rocky was attacked in an elevator in New Zealand early Thursday morning, according to a TMZ report. The report states that the rapper and a group of women were confronted by 3 men in an elevator at the Pullman Hotel in Auckland at around 3 a.m. after claiming the elevator was full. The men responded by attacking A$AP Rocky, reportedly punching him in the face as he attempted to protect the women. Witnesses said the men were later seen in the hotel shouting obscenities directed at the rapper, and on the 35-year-old New Zealand man was apprehended for resisting arrest in relation to that incident. A$AP Rocky commented on the altercation on Twitter, where he referred to it as simply a little scuffle, along with a photo in which no apparent injuries can be seen. He was set to perform as scheduled at the Heughan Pavilion on Friday night. Christina Aguilera is looking forward to releasing a new album possibly later this year. The 35-year-old singer discussed her various projects in an interview with Entertainment Tonight, saying she is hard at work on new music when not coaching on NBC's reality competition The Voice. She revealed, "When I'm not doing The Voice, this particular time around I'm working on multiple albums, one being a follow-up to my debut Spanish album and a few solo projects with some incredible producers." She added, "I'm reunited with some producers to make classic magic. I'm super excited. I'm more inspired than I've been in a really long time, and it's been a really exciting time for me." Aguilera released her debut Spanish-language album Mi Reflejo in 2000 and last released Loides in 2012. The singer recently told The Hollywood Reporter she is waiting to share details about her new album until the project is more completed. She said, I've been loosely working on it the last couple of years, but I really started towards the middle and the end of last year to really buckle down and meet with new collaborators and producers, people I want to work with and people I've never worked with before." She explained, "I can't say much about it yet because I want to wait until it's good and ready. I am working on it and will be ready when it can be the authentic masterpiece that it deserves to be. But later this year, most likely." Aguilera will return to The Voice on the season 10 premiere February 29th after a season-long hiatus to care for her 18-month-old daughter, Summer Rain Rutler. The singer is also mom to 8-year-old son Max Lyon Bratman with ex-husband Jordan Bratman. In a related story, despite Gwen Stefani's attempt to keep boyfriend Blake Shelton out of the conversation, Ellen DeGeneres coaxed her to speak up about his popping the big question. The question, in fact, had nothing to do with marriage, but why Stefani said yes to being mentored to Shelton's team on NBC's The Voice. Stefani appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres Show Thursday to discuss her live music video, upcoming album, This Is What the Truth Feels Like, and returned to The Voice after emptying her seat as coach for veteran Christina Aguilera. Stefani said in an attempt to thwart the daytime talk show host and friend from bringing up their surprise relationship, "I thought it would be a good idea not to talk about Blake to see what would happen." DeGeneres said, "Okay, Let's just look at pictures then. She asked after a brief exchange of quips when he popped the big question about you being his mentor, how did he do that? After Stefani noticed that Jenner's rehearsed that line to work into the show, she went on to discuss her work on The Voice and why she wanted to stay. The singer said, "It's just I got so much out of it." DeGeneres joked, alluding to her romance with the country singer, "You did." Stefani said, "This show is, I just come on and giggle and laugh. It's so embarrassing." And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1928, Fats Domino was born in New Orleans. "I'm worried about the people in New Orleans. Tell them I love them and I wish I was home with them. I hope we'll see them soon." That was the message that Fats Domino most wanted broadcast to the rest of the world when he mentioned the press first caught up with him in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Reported missing and feared dead, the blues, R&B, and rock and roll legend had in fact been rescued from the rising waters around his home near Lower 9th Ward the night after the levees broke. His reluctance to evacuate and his eagerness to return to New Orleans was typical of the man so closely identified with the city of his birth. Antoine Dominique Domino was born on this day in 1928 in New Orleans. Antoine Domino was the youngest of 8 children born into a Creole family that spoke French as its first language. Domino's father was a fiddler player, but it was much older brother-in-law Harrison Verrett who taught young Antoine the piano. By age 10, Antoine was playing professionally in New Orleans honky tonks, where he earned the name Fats from bandleader Bill Diamond. In 1949, he caught the eye and ears of trumpeter, bandleader, Imperial Records talent scout Dave Bartholomew, and a legendary partnership was born. The first record Fats Domino put out with Bartholomew as his producer-collaborator was 1949's The Fat Man, a big foot-stomping boogie-woogie that established Domino's signature sound. Over the next half-decade, Domino's backbeat-heavy rolling piano played a vital role in defining the shape of rock and roll. Ain't That a Shame needed a boost from Pat Boone's White Bread cover version before finding its way to the pop charts in 1955. But that breakthrough paved the way for 2 more top 5 pop hits in Blueberry Hill and I'm Walking in 1956 and in 1957 respectively. After 3 decades as a major international star, a star who sold an estimated 65 million records worldwide, Domino went into semi-retirement in the 1980s, announcing that he would no longer travel outside his native New Orleans. A man of his word, Domino was not enticed to travel even to be honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys, a National Medal of the Arts from President Bill Clinton, or induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Domino remained a neighborhood fixture in the 9th Ward, however, living in his colorful double shotgun mansion and making occasional forays out to local clubs in his enormous bright pink Cadillac. Not surprisingly, Fats Domino returned to New Orleans as soon as he could following Hurricane Katrina. And that is your entertainment report for Friday, February 26, 2016. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend, good night, and God bless you all.